Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Hello, good evening, everyone, or good morning, I should say now. Thank you for joining me. So the case out of California, the family that were kidnapped, they had just started a new trucking business, and sorry, I'm trying to get things together here. And they were literally kidnapped by, let me show this. So, make sure you can see it. So these beautiful family and the uncle, they just started a new trucking company, and they had received, the authorities had received cameras from outside. I will show you this. This just broke within the last hour, and just really, really sad. Here we go. First, I'm going to show you this video.
And then you'll see them walking back over towards the building. He's got this trash bag in his hand. As Jeep walks up to the building, we'll pause it and get a photo of our suspect. And you'll continue to walk up the ramp. He'll put down the trash bag, and you'll see right there, he pulls out a firearm. He then enters the business. Unfortunately, there's no cameras inside of the business, so we have no video surveillance inside. At 9/11, the back door opens. You'll see the suspect come out, and you'll see the firearm. And then it also appears that Jasdeep and Amandeep are zip tied behind their backs. Jasdeep and Almandeep are put in the back seat of the pickup truck. All right, so that was 9:13 when the vehicle left. It's now 9:19. The truck is back. Same suspect gets out of the vehicle, goes back inside the business. Less than a minute later, you're going to see Jasleen and Arohi come out of the business unrestrained.
So,
ABC 30 Action News.
give me a second.
Live at 6.
Please help us out. Come forward so my family come home safe.
Tonight, a family's plea to the community. Loved ones are holding it.
So, why is it not? Hold on. Computer's wanting to freeze up. So this happened, and just an hour or so ago, the news broke, at least. It says the search for the family of the 4 kidnapped in California ended Wednesday, with authorities recovering bodies from a rural farm area days after being abducted at gunpoint. Quote, tonight, our worst fears have been confirmed. The sheriff, Vern Warnick, said during a news conference Wednesday night, horribly senseless what happened. The body of 8-month-old, I don't know how to say their name, Ahori, I hate to mess up their name. Ahori was found in the same general area as the parents, Jasleen and Jasdeep, along with the body of the child's uncle, Amdeep. Warnickle said authorities received a call to the area Wednesday afternoon. The family had been missing since Monday, when they were kidnapped by the man at gunpoint, which I showed you guys just momentarily ago. So the man had the family of the man that kidnapped this family turned him in. And right before he was apprehended, he tried to commit the S word. He tried to unalive himself. And I don't know of his condition currently. I hope he makes a full recovery so we can make sure that we can unalive him with the death penalty, not by his actions, by authorities' actions. He doesn't get to choose it. What a beautiful family. That little baby, guys, so senseless. So the man, okay, I've got an update. The man is speaking with authorities, and a motive remains unclear at this time. Before the bodies were found, family members were imploring the public for any information related to this case. Quote, every store, every gas station, everybody who has cameras, please check cameras. A brother of one of the victims said. So, let's see here. This guy who did the kidnapping, from what we understand, has done this before. This is not the first time he has been jailed. However, the people that he had kidnapped before, they were safe. And sorry, I'm having a real hard time with this little baby, guys. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this baby. Look at those little eyes. I'll check and see if there is. Shit. Totally senseless. Totally senseless. Little baby is perfect. So Monday they had found the car. It was found on fire in Winton, California. His family reported their disappearance the same day that they were unable to get contact with them. The Merced Sun Star reports that one of the victims' ATM's cards was used in Atwater on Tuesday. CCTV footage from the bank captured a person who resembled the kidnapping suspect. They still don't know a motive. In December of 2005, this kidnapper held people against their will. The victims were unharmed in that case, but Selegdo was charged with home invasion, robbery with a gun, witness intimidation, and attempted false imprisonment. He was released from prison in 2015. Just absolutely sickening. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up an article. Just do it like this. And of course, I want to know, like, was this money related? Because I mean, after they took the two men and he put them in the car, it was like 6 to 8 minutes later he was back. So did he just take them 3 or 4 minutes down the road and do this and then come back? It doesn't make sense. It seems to me like there would have to be. These articles are not loading because my computer's being an idiot right now. Sorry. Okay. It makes you wonder, why was this? What was the motive to this? Okay, CNN is reporting this. It was released 56 minutes ago.
Welcome to Who's Talking.
Nobody cares.
As you may have guessed, our worst fears were realized tonight. We have found the victims of the kidnapping, and they are deceased. They're behind us in an orchard, and we're waiting for a forensic pathologist and a crime scene investigation from the Department of Justice to come out and help us process the scene. Very sad night. I know that you're going to want to know how and when and why. I'm not going to discuss how, because we still have more investigation to go. We believe fully that our victims were deceased before we even got notified of the crime. The circumstances around this, when we are able to release everything, should anger the hell out of you on how things went down. I told the other crew that was here earlier, there's a special place in hell for this guy, and I'm hoping he is there for a long time.
My dad was a hard worker. He used to do side jobs installing windows, charging something like $100 a window when other guys were charging $400 to $500. He just didn't.
Okay, thank you. All right. So that was the, I guess you would say, press conference. It says the 8-month-old was found in the same general area. So I guess they weren't very close together. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. How a mother and father, a child, and an uncle Guys, listen. If you ever someone is trying to kidnap you, fight to the fucking death before you go to a secondary location. Because you have one chance to fight someone off right then and there before they take you and then do something to you. You have a better chance of getting away in the first few moments. It is very important. Don't ever let them take you to a secondary location. I was watching a thing recently of, it was like a kind of like a traffic cam. This little girl was waiting for her bus, and this man gets out of her car and runs toward her and tries to grab this 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl. And you know what she does? She gets on the ground and just lays on the ground. And you know, it's harder for them to pick you up and carry you and, you know, try to pull you off the ground. I'm curious, did he ask to use the bathroom or the phone or something as he walked in? Things were okay. You know, in the beginning of the video, it just shows the father on his phone, and the man behind him, he has a bag, a white garbage bag. I don't know what was in the garbage bag, but then before he walks in, he pulls out his gun. Willow Bark, yes, she did survive, and she got down to the ground and just started kicking and screaming and stuff, and he left. These two men tried to abduct my niece. She fought, kicked them, and the private screamed, and they drove off. As lucky a couple appeared. Yeah, thank God. Thank God. Yeah, I think his gun was in the garbage bag, but there appeared to be more. I want to know if there's a second person involved, because he was just gone a few minutes. Like, just literally a few minutes. And then he comes back and gets the mother and the baby. And they walk casually out. Yeah, I think so, D. I agree. I think he had to have transferred them. There's more to that briefing. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it on our let's see if I can find it, like maybe on Twitter or something. I saw this. I was actually getting ready to go to bed. And I just got sick. That little, I mean, it's terrible for everybody, but that baby.
On a closed circuit TV. Tonight, our worst fears have been confirmed. We found the 4 people from the kidnapping, and they are, in fact, deceased. We are still working. We've got crime labs coming in from Department of Justice, and we're going to be most of the night processing the scene. There's no words right now to describe the anger I feel and the senselessness of this incident. I said it earlier, there's a special place in hell for this guy, and I mean it. What we're going to deal with tonight is bad, and we're going to be out here all night having to deal with it. So, give you that much. The family has been notified. We've made arrangements through other contacts to try and get them the spiritual guidance through this, and we're hoping that they can now at least have some kind of closure to what's going on. It's not the closure we were hoping for. It's not the closure they were hoping for. But as we progress through the night, we don't know all the facts yet. At the scene, I can tell you that I have been near the scene to have seen, and we will be processing. It's going to be very methodical, and if we get any different news regarding this, we'll be sure to let you know. But at this point, right now, that's what we're working, and it sucks on many.
Let's see. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. Look at that. Like, guys, look at this baby. How could any motherfucker do that? Pardon me for cussing, but I just can't even imagine. I like that sheriff. I do like him. So let me show you the bastard who did this. Jesus Manuel Selegdo, 48. Was identified as the person of interest and had attempted to take his own life because he's a bitch. He had shaved his head. You know, just a family, immigrants coming to America, fighting for the American dream. And they got the nightmare instead, unfortunately. Let me see if there's any more to that. If there's any more to that press conference. I honestly don't know. Let's see. Didn't prepare anything. I just had to talk about it.
We found the 4 people from the kidnapping, and they are in fact deceased. We are still working. We've got crime labs coming in from Department of Justice, and we're going to be most of the night processing the scene. There's no words right now to describe the anger I feel and the senselessness of this incident. I said it earlier, there's a special place in hell for this guy, and I mean it. Our work.
Yeah, let's see here. Anything else? Hold on one second. I'm getting a call. Hold on. If you want me to turn my phone on or turn the calls on, I will. 1 second. Google. All right. If you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. 307-228-4906. I didn't have the line open. I hope this family haunts this evil man for the rest of his worthless life. I agree, and I hope. 864, thank you for calling. Oh shit. I may not be able to do the calls. I'm not on my regular microphone. Hold on. 1 second, 864. Can you hear me now? All right, let's see. Okay. Okay, so we're not going to be able to take calls. I don't think. Hold on 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Okay. We're not going to be able to take calls because I'm not in my studio right now. So I apologize. We can't take calls. I apologize. That is, I wonder if the motive is something to the effect of, could it be, it was a new trucking business. Could it be competition? Actually, hold on. Actually, yes, you can call in. Maybe try it again. I'll give it a whirl. Can't promise, but bodies were in a rural area. Yes. I don't know how far away they were from the business. Okay, hold on 1 second. 864.
Hey, Justin, it's Jerry.
Hey, hold on 1 second.
Getting ready to go to bed, but I just caught you on the way. I haven't cried over a case in a long time, but I'm crying right now because how could you look at that little face?
I know.
I was going to ask when I was calling before to ask, not disrespectfully, but that you not keep the picture of that little baby on the screen because I just can't take it.
It's tough.
But victim awareness is very important. And I know that, but this just stabbed me in the heart.
I know.
How could somebody do something like that?
You know,
I just don't understand.
that's the question. I mean, it's literally unspeakable horrific. Anyone who does this to a baby, a child, anything, it's just, you know, insanity, really.
You see that picture of that family. They didn't do anything to anybody. They never hurt anyone.
Yeah. They were just working at their business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they wanted.
They just wanted the same thing that everybody else wants.
That's right. That's right. And I hope
Nobody deserves this. I don't even care who they were, but I mean, just when it happens to a family like this and a tiny little baby.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I agree.
I can't with that.
I agree. This one really broke me when I saw that baby.
Yeah, thank you for coming live and doing this.
Of course.
This would hurt. I want that guy to cry.
Yeah, you know, and people may not understand this, but I'm glad he didn't die, because I want him to look at the family members. I want him to freaking suffer some before he burns in hell.
He doesn't have a heart. I don't think that he will suffer unless somebody's pulling his toenails off slowly.
Well,
I just don't think that he's going to suffer at all emotionally, because I don't think you can have a heart and actually do something like this.
You're right. You're right. And
so I say just kill him immediately.
Yeah. Well,
get him off this planet. I don't want to be on the same planet with people like that.
I agree. But you know, I don't know if he will, because California, I don't think they even have the death penalty.
No, they don't have the death penalty, but
yeah.
Who knows?
Which is bullshit in my eyes. I think I'm totally for the death penalty with these cases like this. Yeah. Me too. All right, my dear. Thank you for calling.
Good night, love.
Good night. Bye-bye. All right. I missed a couple calls. Yeah, April, you know something? I don't even know if somebody would want his organs. 209, thank you for calling.
Hi.
Hi.
Justin?
Yes.
Hi, I'm calling from California. I'm calling from Merced, actually.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I've been keeping up on this, and it's really sad because it's not very far from where I live. It's maybe 10-minute drive, not even.
Oh wow.
Really close.
This is in your literally in your backyard.
Literally. Yeah. It's really scary because I mean it just seems like it could happen to anyone. This city really we struggle with a lot of transients, homelessness, crime, unsolved crime. It's just really scary when you see a family that's just kind of ambushed that way. You know, makes you really think.
Yeah.
Makes you grateful for everything, and makes you feel guilty for all the petty things, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know how far that they were found from their business? Do you have any idea?
Okay, I was looking earlier on my Facebook, and obviously, you know, if you'd like to talk any other time, you have my number, but I'd like to stay anonymous just because we don't know where this is, you know, where this is exactly how deep this goes. But
of course.
The whole issue, because a lot of people are coming up with it. It's connected to this and it's connected to that, so it's kind of, you know, scary. But on the actual website that I saw, it said something to the effect that they were found in Dos Palos. I don't know if that's where they were found, in farmland. But Highway 59 and 99 off of Childs is kind of an area, it's by a high school, and it's kind of like in renovation. There used to be an old alley and what is it called, a bowling alley and all kinds of other stuff. And if you look up our county, there have been a lot of like human trafficking stings and all this other stuff. So it's really hard to say exactly. I mean, I'm kind of nervous. I'm just kind of rambling because there's just so much that I've been reading. But Atwater is about 16 miles from Merced. And I know that those were two different cities that they were talking about. They were saying something. One Facebook said that it was Dos Palos and farmland that they were found. Another one said that it was Atwater. So I'm not really sure. But the first address they gave for the trucking, there was two different ones. One was like a trucking, and then the other one is like where they're actually only like they're renting out the space for the trucker, like the trucks or whatever. And that they're short hauling. They transport water, chips, and snacks, and so forth. So I think it's kind of like in the very beginning stages of a lot of information, Right. But my fear is that we're so overridden with so much crime that hopefully this doesn't fall through the cracks.
I do not think the community is going to let fall through the cracks, because particularly with this baby being, involved, it's
I've lived here all my life, and I guess I see the good and the bad, but just I would say within the last few years it's become really I guess it's just the police. It's not law enforcement in general. It's just there's so much crime that, how do I say it, like that things that you think wouldn't fall through the cracks do. If you want a really good example that I've been wanting to like share with somebody, in I think it was 2019, there was a girl, a mother of 8, went missing, and it absolutely almost seems like she's just been forgotten. Her name is, and I have actually really close ties to one of her family friends. It's the mother of 8 missing, and it was in 2019, and her name is Ermelinda Alvarado. It's just very interesting. If you look at all of the details and stuff, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and they put out kids' pictures, and they but they showed like the severity of like these children that were, I think 4 of them or 3 of them were adopted, and that's how young she is, and she was caring for all these kids. And she just disappeared. Her husband went to Texas, and she rented a car and drove off. I mean, it just kind of plays into like a lot of like the way crime is kind of, I don't know. I mean, because you cover stuff all the time. But yeah, I really do hope, because this baby, it's very, very sad. And the deepest is that we saw it all kind of happen. We saw the footage, and our hearts broke like the whole time we're watching this. And it's like literally, like you say, it's in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised. On one post, they said that one of the Facebooks, a person commented that they had just seen, I guess, the uncle that has, I guess, boys, getting haircuts over on one of the like Supercuts or whatever on Sunday. And it broke their heart that, it was just the other day, and now they're gone. So, I mean, if there's any information that I come up with, I can more than happy to email it to you or something, because sometimes, people start to talk, and I know you have a big voice in the community, and, just keep it in the forefront. Absolutely. So I love how you handle things with such great compassion, and professionalism. I really do
thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your call. Yes, just keep me posted if you hear anything.
I definitely will. And the sheriff, Warnke, I cannot ever say his name. He's actually the ex-husband to one of my mom's really good friends. So I don't know if I can get a hold of her. I actually have her on my Facebook, and she still has a really good relationship with him. So maybe I can kind of, keep tabs with her and see what she has to say or what she can bring. We're really like, especially people like, my family's like third generation here. So we've been here like forever. Like there's actually like where we live, it's like there's cousins and my family practically owns the whole like area where we're at. But it's kind of like the situation where a lot of us know each other,
Sure.
and so we all kind of talk about it, talk to each other about, what's going on. So,
Yeah.
but
Thank you
yeah,
so
it's
much.
late, but yeah, definitely just keep doing your good work. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. Take care. Good night.
Okay, you have a wonderful night.
You too.
And please pray for us. I really love to hear when you do pray.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Wonderful caller. Got another caller, but they're saying, 1 second. 1 second, caller. They are saying that while there's no evidence that leads to it as of now, that the sheriff does believe that one other suspect may be connected. There has to be. There has to be another suspect, in my opinion. 423. Hello.
Hey, Justin.
Hello.
Carrie Moody.
Hey, Carrie.
I just kind of wanted to, briefly, I took notes on the press conference today.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to go over it with your chat and kind of give the basics of what was said and what the facts are.
Sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, they said that law enforcement is asking the family to be left alone. That the family has taken it very rough, but the family's been extremely cooperative.
Yes.
They're unsure if there's another suspect involved, but they think there is at least one other, considering the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
They said there's no motive, but most likely it's robbery. The suspect did have a prior robbery in 2005. He was paroled in 2015.
Correct.
There has been no major contact with law enforcement since then.
Mm-hmm.
There is no connection to the family as of now. They did say there was possibly a gray pickup involved. They're following every tip, including psychic.
Interesting.
A farmer found the phone that the family of the victim that they had called. A farmer found that phone in the middle of the street, and when a family member attempted to contact her family, that farmer answered the phone. The suspect attempted suicide before law enforcement arrived.
Correct.
His robbery in 2005 involved false imprisonment, but not kidnapping. It was an armed robbery. The people were safe. Nothing happened to them. Of course, the family owns a trucking company. They don't think it's a hate crime. As of today, they were hoping that the suspect would be able to talk. The businesses and residences, CCTV, have been checked, including where the truck had been found burned. And they don't have a weapon used in the kidnapping, and they haven't determined if anything is missing from the business.
Yeah.
FBI was assisting in the financial institutions to determine if money has been taken. There were 2 transactions at the exact same time.
Yes.
And I think it was determined from family members It was at two different locations. One person was cleared, and then the other wasn't really a really big transaction. It was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
If it was robbery, it's kind of weird. Suspect was in a medically induced sedation.
Yeah, the suspect, he's talking now.
So now he's talking, which was, I just heard that a little bit ago.
Yeah.
So earlier when they did the press conference, he was in a medically induced coma, sedation, whatever. Every time he came near consciousness, he became violent. There were no accomplices in his 2005 robbery, and he knew those victims.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, could he be upset with a business deal, like, with something with business related? You know what I mean? I wonder. So.
I wonder who those victims were at that time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Were they in the same industry or?
Yeah, or I wonder what was the motive. Like, was it control? Was it money? Was it anger?
Right. So the suspect is he's a resident of both, I don't know how you pronounce it, Merced and Madera County.
Yeah.
Little is known of him since his parole in 2015, and they're still trying to determine what happened after 15. So he spent 10 years in prison, and they have no clue after 2015 what he's done.
Well, he's never going to see the light of day again.
The family's been discouraged from offering any kind of reward, which I can understand that.
Sure.
That truck, the family that has the truck was scorched. There was no indication of anything other than just the burnt truck. And then I guess around 5:30 today, deputies responded to a call from a farm worker, and they were able to confirm that the family was found dead.
Yeah.
He said that the bodies were all found relatively close together.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I just wanted to clear up a timeline and try to help give some facts to what actually occurred according to the press conference anyway.
Yes, thank you so much. You have a good night, hon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, my God, guys. Okay, bodies were found near Indiana Road and Hutchison Road. According to the police, a farm worker near the orchard found the bodies before contacting law enforcement. That poor person. Poor person. I don't know. I just don't get it. Okay, let me play this real quick.
Tonight, a family's plea to the community. Loved ones are holding out hope after a baby girl, her parents, and her uncle were kidnapped in Merced County. Surveillance video released today shows the moments the victims were taken from their business at gunpoint. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for Action News Live at 6. I'm Dale Urong.
And I'm Margot Kim. The only suspect in this kidnapping so far remains in the hospital tonight. Detectives say Jesus Salgado tried to take his own life, so they have been unable to question him so far. But court documents we obtained today reveal new details about Salgado's criminal history. Action News anchor Jessica Harrington has the trail of evidence detectives hope leads to the safe return of the 4 family members.
We are devastated, we are shocked, we are dying every moment.
Family members desperate for answers as the sheriff's office reveals new surveillance video of the moments Jasdeep Singh, his wife Jasleen Kaur, 8-month-old Arui, and her uncle Amandeep Singh were kidnapped from their trucking business. 8:30 a.m. Monday, Jasdeep Singh arrives at the business. 8:39, Amandeep Singh arrives and the two head inside. 8:59, investigators don't know why, but Jasdeep looks out the back door. Law enforcement pointed out a person walking along the fence near South Highway 59. Moments later, that same person is seen walking down the road on another camera. Jasdeep meets the suspect, identified by investigators as 48-year-old Jesus Salgado. They start to head inside, and the suspect pulls out a gun. 9/11, the suspect emerges out the back door, gun in hand. Jasdeep and Amandeep, with their hands zip-tied behind their backs, are led to Amandeep's truck. The suspect leaves and returns 6 minutes later, taking Jasleen, Kaur, and baby Arui to the truck, the firearm still visible. About 2 hours later, investigators found Amandeep's black Dodge truck engulfed in flames near Winton. Shortly after, the kidnapping investigation started. Wednesday, the victims' family members made a plea for help from the community and for their loved one's safe return.
Every store, gas station, everybody who ever have the cameras, please check the camera. If you guys have any helpful tip or video, please provide it to the sheriff department or law enforcement department. They're trying their best what they can do, but we need a public help right now.
The sheriff's office says Salgado made comments to his family members Tuesday that led them to believe he was involved in the kidnapping. His family called investigators, and Salgado tried to take his own life before deputies arrived. He remains in critical condition. Sheriff Vern Warnke says Salgado was convicted of robbery, home invasion, and false imprisonment back in 2005. Court documents obtained by Action News show he targeted a North Valley family. Salgado held his former boss, his wife, daughter, and another teenage girl at gunpoint, forcing them to open a safe. He took thousands of dollars in cash and jewelry, forced them to jump in the pool, and threatened to kill them before leaving. The family was not physically injured. Salgado was released on parole in 2015, and authorities say he hasn't been on their radar since then. The sheriff is hopeful they'll find Jasleen, Jasdeep, Amandeep, and baby Arui unharmed as well.
We're hoping that because the family cooperated with the suspect, that it will get good results here. That's what we're hoping for.
There is still no known motive for this kidnapping. The sheriff suspects that it's financially motivated because they know one of the victims' ATM cards was used at a bank in Atwater. Officials say they still also have not found any links between the suspect and the victim knowing each other prior to the kidnapping. They're asking anyone with information to contact law enforcement.
Okay, so this appears to be, it says, gateway parking storage available. Is it like a trucking storage? Is that what that means? I'm guessing. Sure, I can play the beginning of the surveillance video, sure. I agree. Thank you, Vintage, my dear. Commercial trucking place, yeah. So I found what I mean. Is the press conference? Is it a minute and 42 seconds? Absolutely, April. Absolutely. He would have given them the world, you know. I just Valerie, do you live in the town? The full press conference is 30 minutes. Oh, hell, I can't find it anywhere. Full story.
Is somebody watching me? I don't know if I can talk about this.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show y'all the surveillance. Someone asked to see the surveillance. Let me show you the surveillance.
Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5.
Nobody gives a shit right now. I just can't believe sometimes. Do you know where it's at, Isabel? Yes, that's what's crazy about it. All right, now watch this, guys.
E30 Action News, live at 6.
Please help us all come forward. So my
Oh shit.
Operated with the suspect, that it will get good results here. That's what we're hoping for.
This is not it. Hold on. Got too many windows open.
Tonight,
All right, here it is.
And then you'll see them walking back over towards the building. He's got this trash bag in his hand. As Jeep walks up to the building, we'll pause it and get a photo of our suspect. And he'll continue to walk up the ramp. He'll put down the trash bag, and you'll see right there, he pulls out a firearm. He then enters the business. Unfortunately, there's no cameras inside of the business, so we have no video surveillance inside. At 9/11, the back door opens. You'll see the suspect come out, and you'll see the firearm. And then it also appears that Jasdeep and Almandeep are zip tied behind their backs.
What do you mean back to the beginning?
Jasdeep and Almandeep are put in the back seat of the pickup truck.
Thank you, Alabama.
All right, so that was 9:13 when the vehicle left. It's now 9:19. The truck is back.
13.
Same suspect gets out of the vehicle.
7
back
minutes.
inside the
What,
business.
70 minutes, right? He had help. Had to.
Less than a minute later, you're going to see Jasleen and Arohi come out of the business unrestrained.
You know, I wondered the same thing, Sherry, but maybe he threatened that he was just still out there the entire time and he'll be back and not to go anywhere. You know, I mean, who knows? Okay. All right. One of our great subscribers found us the press conference from the other day. We're going to find that. With that baby. You know, just a lovely Indian American family. It's very sad. Very, very sad. This baby, I just can't. It's a little bit low.
VERNWARNKE, as well as Under Sheriff Corey Gibson, COREYGIBSON. Behind me is Outwater Police Chief Salvador, as well as California Highway Patrol Sergeant Laura.
Thank you. Good morning. First and foremost, with the folks from the media, you're going to see family here. I would appreciate it if you would respect their privacy in this, and you'll have time to talk with them later after the investigation is complete. We would like you to respect their privacy and let it go at that. On October 3rd at approximately 11:39 a.m., the California Highway Patrol and CAL FIRE were dispatched to Buhack Road and Oakdale Road in Winton for a report of a vehicle fire. After they responded to the fire, Highway Patrol determined who the registered owner was and found out they lived in the city of Merced, and they requested the city of Merced Police Department respond to the address and try to contact the registered owner. When the police department got to the house, nobody responded. However, they did make communication with a family member. That family member then started to make calls to the people that we were looking for. At this particular moment in time, we have not had any reports of missing persons. It wasn't until the family reached out to us, and then after there were several attempts made to report the family missing. At approximately 1:04 p.m., our office was notified and responded to the business on South 59. When our patrol staff, sergeants, and deputies got on scene, they made a determination that we probably had a crime, and through investigative leads, they brought detectives in, and they were able to determine that a kidnapping had in fact occurred. At that time, the investigation started.
So while our investigators were out on Highway 59, family continued to reach out to the three missing people. They were able to make contact with someone on one of the phones. That phone was with a farmer that was out in the area of Henry Miller and Elgin, north of Dos Palace. Investigators at the scene continue to look at investigative leads and were able to get into the surveillance system. And so we'd like to go over the surveillance system with you. So at 8:30 a.m., we can see Jasdeep arrive in a brown minivan. Dodge pickup, it's down on the corner, it's the pickup here. These cameras are motion sensitive and they go off every 30 seconds once they detect motion, so it's, some of the video is choppy. At 8:58, you see Jasdeep come out the back door, and very important to note there's someone walking down South Highway 59 South. We're not sure if the dog alerted him, if there was some type of motion sensor or some type of app on his phone. The why he came out and looked. At 8:59, this is the other side. You can see a subject walking down south on Highway 59 at the business. And you'll see Jasdeep come out, and he appears to be on his phone, and we're not sure, again, if he's got a motion or what's alerting him to come outside. Jasdeep goes over and makes contact with our suspect, and then you'll see them walking back over towards the building. He's got this trash bag in his hand. As Jeep walks up to the building, deposit, get a photo of our suspect. And you'll continue to walk up the ramp. We'll put down the trash bag, and you'll see right there, he pulls out a firearm. He then enters the business. At 9/11, the back door.
That's where we saw they're showing the video here.
Same suspect gets out of the vehicle, goes back inside the business. At that point, we assigned all of our detectives, including our investigations bureau, our supervised release team, our STAR team, and along with the county magnet to this investigation. They also were able to get the FBI along with the California Department of Justice involved, and we've been working on this case diligently from the moment that we were informed of the missing. From that point, we worked on several investigative leads, which led us to an incident that occurred in the city of Atwater yesterday, just prior to noon. During that incident, the city of Atwater received information that there was an individual in the city that may be connected to this case. Prior to law enforcement arriving on scene, that subject, Jesus Soldado, made an attempt on his life and was taken by ambulance to the hospital for medical treatment. Since then, we've been unable to speak to the suspect in this case due to his medical condition and his attempt on his own life. I'll turn it back over to the sheriff for any questions.
We are currently with the suspect now at the medical treatment facility, waiting for the doctors to get him to a point where he can cooperate. We're hoping that he will cooperate, because first and foremost, we want the family back. So that's where we are at this point. I'll open any questions.
Sheriff, I see you talking to the family. How are they doing?
Family's taking it rough as expected, and that's why I asked for your diligence in respecting their privacy in this matter. Let the family deal with the family on this. Media, you guys deal with me, and leave the family alone. It's very upsetting. We got a lot of people here supporting the family, and this right now, until we can get our loved ones back, that's where we're at with this. So let us handle you guys as far as media. Leave the family out of it. Appreciate that. The family has taken a pretty rough. The family's very, very supportive of what we're doing and supplying whatever they can as far as any information that would help us get their loved ones back.
Sheriff, do you believe Salgado acted alone in this?
We don't have any evidence to say that he didn't. However, 43 years doing this, everything points to it was probably somebody else, but we don't know until we get some kind of conversation going with the suspect. We're not 100%. It's just that seeing everything that's gone on, I fully believe that there was at least one other person involved, but we don't have any evidence to support that. It's just the circumstances surrounding this. I believe that there is. We don't know.
And you still have not been able to link the victims to Salgado in any way, shape, or form?
Not yet. And that's what we're hoping for with hopefully a conversation with the suspect.
Sheriff, any motive he told about?
We don't have a motive. I can tell you that our suspect has a prior history of robbery, and he was actually convicted of it in 2005. And once he was sentenced, he was paroled in 2015. And since the parole, we have not had any major contact with this person at all. But we kind of figured that that's what the motive is right now until we prove otherwise. It's almost always with keeping smart is a financial.
Okay. Is he cooperating?
We haven't so far. He's been sedated, but we've had deputies on scene the entire time he's been in the medical facility. And as soon as he is able to, the doctors know that there's a rush on this. So everybody's been very supportive and cooperative. But right now we've got to get this person into a position where we can start asking questions and hopefully get some answers.
Did we get what kind of car did he drive with?
The only vehicle that we had that was sustained was the black Dodge belonging to our family. And any others, we've got some possible leads. We think we have a gray pickup involved, but until we get evidence to really tie it in, that's where we are. Again, we're sharing everything we have with you, and normally I'll tell you right now, we wouldn't be sharing all of this. We want the family back. So at this point in time, that's all my focus is to get the family back. So we want anybody with any information to reach out, come to us. And I know we have our tip line number here somewhere, and we'll get that to you so that the folks can call in for tips. Give me that.
209-385-7547.
You guys get that? Okay. That's our tip line. Our dispatch center has been inundated. Please call the tip line. For any folks that are watching this, please call that tip line, and that number or the information will be directed immediately to somebody that can follow up on any tips that come in. And we're following every tip that comes in, to include our psychics that are calling in, literally. So we're not leaving any stone unturned, any blade of grass. Everything we have is out there. Our air unit's been out.
That's just very interesting that he even said psychics, because you don't normally hear that. Just very interesting to me.
Constantly on this. The city of Atwater, as one of their officers, is one of our pilots, and they've been very diligent in getting that support in. The city of Atwater, tremendous help and making sure that we keep that aircraft in the air, do whatever we can. California Highway Patrol, as you can see, they're here. We've got the FBI and DOJ involved in this. We've got dozens of law enforcement personnel working day and night for this. We keep going until it's concluded, and that's just how it goes. I mean, literally, it's not 5 o'clock we go home. It's not that way with us. They continue on until they run out of leads.
Sheriff, the farmer that found one of the cell phones, what, if anything, did that farmer say?
That he found the phone in the middle of the street, okay? And that was all it was to it. Unfortunately, the family called that number, And he answered, 'cause that's how we got the information. We sent a detective and got possession of those phones.
Any surveillance in the area?
No, not in that, yeah.
What silver pickup truck you were mentioning, how did that tie in?
Just in some other videos that we've seen, and just like I say, everything that we've got, that's what we're going on. We have one, and we're looking into that. So like I say, everything that we have that could be possible, everything is on the table. Nothing's off the table, sir.
Did the suspect attempt suicide before your deputies arrived, or was this after they?
No, he attempted suicide prior to any law enforcement contact. The family had told our suspect that they had in fact contacted law enforcement because of what he had told them. And rather than talk with law enforcement, he attempted to take his own life.
Are you able to say what he was attempting to do?
No, I will. We know how. We're not sharing that in case we have other information coming in that can tie into that directly. So that's why we're holding that in. But we can tell you that he attempted to take his own life.
How far from the crime scene?
It was at a house in the city of Atwater. It wasn't anywhere near the crime scene.
The robbery in 2005, did that involve kidnapping?
It involved false imprisonment. There's a difference between false imprisonment and kidnapping. False imprisonment is stationary, so I go into your house, hold you there, can't make you leave or won't let you leave. That's false imprisonment. Kidnapping is I take you out of your house and somebody someplace different. And that was also armed robbery. And just so happens Under Sheriff Gibson was the detective that worked that case.
What type of business does the family run?
It's a trucking company.
Sheriff, do you think this is a hate crime?
No, I don't believe that that's involved at all. At this point, we have nothing to indicate other than we think always money until we are proven otherwise. So, and again, we're hoping to find out today as soon as possible by our suspect. Hopefully he will cooperate with us and give us some information. Right now, the big question and the first question is asked, where's the family? And that's where we're going. So I shared with the family, obviously we have to worry about court and everything else. I'm not worried about court right now. We'll deal with court later. I'm worried about getting the family back. And that's how we're focused on this. 100% of our energy is trying to get our family back.
Any businesses nearby who have CCTV over there?
We checked every business, every residence that we've been able to. We've had a couple where the truck was burned. We were trying to get that, but it's really grainy stuff. We're talking about out in the rural, very rural areas. So every place that's been going on, detectives, all of our people have been trying to get whatever information and whatever videos are available. Yes, sir.
The weapon that was used in the kidnapping, do you have that in your possession?
No, that weapon is still outstanding.
Any other victim in their area? Was anybody else in the building at the time?
Everybody in the building that we know of was taken by the suspect with him having a gun in his hand. So the threat of the gun in his hand, we're hoping that because the family cooperated with the suspect, that it will get good results here. That's what we're hoping for at all times. That's why we're working so hard to make sure that this comes to that conclusion.
Sheriff, you said that money tends to be part of the motive here. Was there anything big or valuable missing from the business?
We haven't determined on anything. Family's been very good about giving us all the records. I will tell you, with the FBI's help, dealing with the local financial institutions has proven challenging. And they're a little bit, I'll say, slow in getting any information because they're doing what they can when they can. But what we're finding out is the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. So you got one aspect of the financial institutions got in charge of all the videos. The other hand is doing all the financials. Well, they don't talk to each other. And we've got to have both of those communicate. So we're working on getting that part done. So again, we can only move so fast as other people, but we're on the ground getting after it. And until we get it, otherwise, to me, almost all crimes are committed based upon, the financial aspect until we find something different. So we're going at it, eyes open. Everything's on the table, but that's the only thing we can figure out because of this guy's history. That was his motivation back then. So I'm figuring it's probably the same now.
And he also was caught at an ATM bank. I mean, what kind of card did he use? Was it one of the big?
Okay, let's clarify something. With the bank, we know we had a transaction with our family. The bank had two transactions at the exact same time. It gave us a photograph from a different bank. Okay, it wasn't intentional, wasn't it? But it was there. So we got that person identified and cleared off the radar. He's no longer a person of interest. So we're hoping to get the other information.
That was that transaction big enough that could be related to that money thing you were saying?
It wasn't a lot, but it was still a transaction using our family's financial information. So that's again with the money. Again, the information we don't want to let out about how much, because we want people, if they got information, we want to know that they're telling the truth and are accurate with it. But because of that, the transaction itself leads me to believe that there was a money issue.
Sheriff, is time is the essence because of the baby?
It's everybody, not just that family, but we got family here. Time is of the essence. We want to get this taken care of now. We don't know where, we don't know what. We want that to happen. So right now, prayers need to be going that somehow this suspect is convinced to talk to us. Because that person right now is our sole lead on where the people are. We're working everything else. Yes.
Yesterday, you guys said he was in critical condition. Today, you're saying that you guys are hopeful that he is going to wake up. Is he doing better?
Well, the wake up part was a medically induced sedation. Okay. Because of the treatment, they didn't want him thrashing around. I can tell you that every time he's even come near consciousness, it's been violent. Okay, so we don't know, but the medical issue is because the doctors are treating him, and to get that treatment done, he has to be sedated. So, anything else? Yes, sir.
You talked to his prior accomplices.
So he didn't have any accomplices in that first one. He acted by himself.
Even
in 2005. Okay, as that investigation clearly showed that he was by himself and he knew the victims. So we don't know what the suspect is at this point. Again, waiting on some possible cooperation from him to us.
So far, any eyewitnesses came forward?
Nothing.
Do you know where the suspect came from? He was walking down the street.
You just have him picked up on that surveillance walking southbound on Highway 59 near the business. That's the only one that we got that shows him walking. We don't have any video to show that he was dropped off. We show nothing except he was walking.
You said you believe that they knew each other.
I said in the first one they did. We don't know what this guy does or doesn't know. We haven't been able to talk to him. So far, my speculation is financial. Until we prove otherwise, until that, and again, we don't believe there's a hate crime involved. We just think that this guy, because of his history, he's a robber, he's a thief, he needs to be in prison. Okay, so that's where he needs to be. Hopefully, we'll get him to communicate with us so we can get this down.
Going back to the bank, can you give the location of that ATM that he used?
No.
Sheriff, what can you tell us about the suspect? He lives in Atwater?
The suspect has been a Merced County resident, and I believe he's also been a Madera County resident, is that right? Yes. And since he was paroled in 2015, little is known. Okay, we're still trying to gather information on his personal side, but like I say, right now we're just trying to get the family. Once we get the family back, then we're going to start piecing together everything so we can go to trial. But right now, trial's the farthest thing on my mind. So we don't know what he's been doing.
All right, guys. Let me stop my camera. I am busted the house right now. I am going to. If you want to see the rest of that, the volume was kind of getting iffy. Hopefully that link will work. The baby was 8 months old. Hold on, I might be. Share. Copy. Had to be. There definitely had to be. There you go. I think that link will work. Yeah, Lisa, the country and the world, it's all going Yes, exactly. But I've been on here an hour and 30, guys. I gotta go to bed. I am so tired. I'm not gonna be able to sleep, but I'm still just gonna lay down for a little bit. I appreciate each and every one of you being here at such an early hour. I was just looking up another case, a little boy out of Georgia that, let me show you that real quick before I go. That's literally developing, happened this morning. Let me show you this very quickly. Look at this little handsome baby. Quentin Simon went missing this morning, 20 months old, almost 2 years, so a few months would be 2 years. Disappeared from his home early Wednesday morning. This is very, very new. Last seen wearing light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. The Chatham County Police Department said investigators have not issued an Amber Alert because they have not determined if the boy was abducted, but they said the possibility has not been ruled out. Quote, this is a fluid situation. All things are still possible. We don't have one concrete theory, end quote. Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley says. Search teams shut down some roads in the western part of the county, not far from the Hunter Army Airfield and just outside Savannah city limits. While they search using ground crew, bloodhounds, drones, and helicopters, the ground search was shut down at nightfall, and helicopters equipped with thermal imaging signs that can detect body heat were sent up. Law enforcement from multiple jurisdictions joined the Chatham County Police Department, including the Liberty County Sheriff's Office, Savannah Police Department, and the Chatham County Sheriff's Office and the FBI. Quentin's mother reported him missing at about 9 a.m. this morning, saying he hadn't been seen since about 6 a.m. So, guys, again, we go back to it. Just like Summer Wells and stuff, a 20-month-old go missing and it went, that far, and you wait 3 hours? 3 hours. I can't imagine. Pardon me. I can't imagine my child being missing for 3 hours and then I wait and call the police. So, Quentin's mother reported him missing around 9 a.m. this morning, saying he hadn't been seen since about 6 a.m. The Chatham County Police Department said it had responded to the home twice in the past, but neither call was about a missing child. The department also said the disappearance doesn't seem doesn't seem to be related to any custody dispute, and all parties are cooperating in the investigation. Police said WSAV that the boy's father has been ruled out because he was confirmed to be far away from the home at the time of Quentin's disappearance. Neighbors told the station they've seen the toddler wandering around outside his house and in the street in the past. Sorry. So either someone took this kid and the parents didn't really pay much attention and waited hours, or something is foul here, in my opinion. Look at this picture. Just adorable. Always keep an eye on the kids, even if they're not in room. It's absolutely. Yeah, it's the way it seems. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. So I have a feeling this is going to be a very public case. Very public case. 20-month-old. I mean, if he went off by himself, how far could he go? At 20 months old, you're going to take the path of least resistance. All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Please say prayers for the victims tonight. A lot of hurting people. And I appreciate you all for being there for each of these victims. You could have chosen to be anywhere in the world right now, and you chose to be with me, and I appreciate that. God bless each and every one of you guys and gals, of course. Good night. Bye-bye.